Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today I am going to teach you FA4 Science Lesson 4th Standard Light. As you know, what is light first of all? Light is an energy that enables us to see the things around us, and we are able to see things only when light falls on an object, and when that light enters our eyes we are able to see the things around us. And from where does this light come? We have different sources of light. Sun is a natural source of light. We need light for all our day-to-day activities, for reading, writing. Even plants need sunlight to prepare their food by the process called photosynthesis. All other animals and humans are dependent on these plants indirectly or indirectly. So just like air, water, light is also essential for our life. So we have seen sun is one natural source of light. Other natural sources are stars, glowworms, anglerfish and flashcard fish. This tube light, bulbs, electric bulbs, torch, candles, all these are artificial or man-made sources of light. Now we know we have the source. How does this light travel? Light always travels in a straight line. It does not bend or it does not pass through walls. Just unlike water, water can flow easily and it can bend, and light cannot bend. Just because of this, we can see your friend in front of us and not behind. Just let me explain it with an activity. Now look at the experiment. I have the source of light, that is a torch, and I have made a slit in this cardboard, and when the light passes through the slit, you see the ray here behind the card, and if I am going to block this slit, we can't see the ray. This shows that light travels in a straight line and it does not bend. Now we know that light travels in a straight line, but this light passes through some substances and it does not pass through others. Based on this, objects are divided into transparent, translucent and opaque. Transparent objects allow light to pass through them. Example are glass, a clear plastic sheet like this, I can see through this. So this is a transparent object. And translucent object allow only a little amount of light or partial light to pass through them. You get a vague picture in it. For example, for translucent objects are frosted glass used in the bathrooms, a butter paper or oil paper. You can, even in this object, you cannot see the image clearly, but some vague images you can see. This is a translucent object. And opaque objects do not allow light to pass through them. It can be a wood or a wall. This is an opaque object. You cannot see anything through this. Then objects can be classified into luminous and non-luminous depending on whether they produce light or not. Examples for luminous objects are sun, star, candle, electric bulb or torch. We can see these objects because the light from that object enters our eyes directly. So are we able to see only the sun and the tube light in the room? No, I can see the table, the chair and the people around us are friends. How are we able to see them? They don't produce light. They are all called non-luminous objects. How is it possible? This is possible because of reflection. When light falls on a table or a chair, it bounces off, and that bounce light enters into our eyes and we are able to see the table or object. This is the way, because of reflection, we are able to see all the objects around us. And smooth surfaces reflect light better than hard or rough surfaces. This is why the mirror which has smooth surface or highly polished metals shine brightly compared to a wall or a brick. Then let us see about shadows. We all have seen our shadows, big, small. How is it possible? How these shadows are formed? Shadows are formed when an opaque object, this is a house, when an opaque object is kept in the path of light. Okay, this opaque object blocks the light and there is a dark space formed behind that object. Here this dark space is called as shadow. Okay, so shadows are formed when opaque object is kept in the path of light. An example of shadow are eclipses that are formed in the sky. Eclipses are nothing but shadows in the sky. We all know that the earth revolves around the sun and the moon in turn revolves around the earth. When this moon comes in between sun and the earth in a straight line, it casts a shadow on a part of the earth, and the people living in this part will not be able to see the sun for a few minutes or hours. This is called as solar eclipse or the eclipse of the sun. Similarly, when the earth comes in between the sun and the moon is not seen. The earth's shadow falls on the moon and the moon will not be seen from the earth. This is called as lunar eclipse or the eclipse of the moon. After that, let us see finally sunlight. What is sunlight made up of? Sunlight is made up of 7 colors: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. But does the sun look colorful? No, it's just colorless. All these colors are mixed up in the sun and it appears colorless. But when this ray of sunlight passes through a drops of water or a glass, all these colors separate out and we have the beautiful rainbow. With this, the lesson is over. Hope you have understood. Read the textbook thoroughly and answer the book back questions. Thank you.